who wants better sex? And who wants better sex starting now? The best way to get started is go to adamandeve.com.
Adam and Eve is offering 50% off just any item.
But that's not all. When you select your one item, you will also get 3 bonus items. That includes a gift for him, a special gift for her, and a gift you'll both like.
Plus 6 free movies for your viewing pleasure and free shipping.
There is discreet shipping as your privacy is priority. Plus 100% free shipping on your entire order.
Doesn't matter how much you spend or what you buy, it will all be packaged and sent discreetly for free.
Don't wait. Better sex is just one click away.
That's 50% off one item, 3 free gifts, 6 free movies, and free shipping.
Bring more pleasure and satisfaction to your bedroom.
Just go to adamandeve.com and select any one item. It could be an adventurous new toy or anything you desire.
Just enter code QUESTION at checkout.
That's question, QUESTION at adamandeve.com.
This exclusive offer is specific to this podcast only. So be sure at checkout you punch in the code QUESTION. That is QUESTION at checkout and get your 50% off one item, 10 free gifts, and free shipping. Remember, use code QUESTION. Also remember to listen to Is This Real every Sunday at 8 o'clock with new episodes starting July 16th. Remember, everybody, question everything and put that question at the end of your checkout.
At adamandeve.com.
Welcome everybody to another fantastic episode of Is This Real?
Is this real?
Tonight's episode, as you heard Big Joe say, we are talking about Project Bluebeam, not Project Blue Book, Anthony.
I fucked up, but I have shit here for that too.
And even though Project Blue Book would probably been better for the season,
because it involves UFOs.
Aliens with Project Bluebeam.
But this Project Bluebeam does involve shit happening in the sky.
Okay, well, we'll let it ride then. In the booth, you heard at the beginning, Big Joe say hello.
Hello, everybody.
We have the Pope himself.
I'm at the Pope. It's a spooky time.
AKA refrigerator fucker, AKA toaster lover, AKA microwave romancer. We have...
Hold on, am I the only one who edges their microwave? I let it get down to 1 second. Like, no, you're not allowed to beep.
I'm
Appliance frisker. That's all I'm going to say from now on. Appliance frisker. That's
you beep when I want you to beep, bitch.
I have Mr. West.
Okumbawa.
Dude, I had your mic down for a minute. I thought it was a different number.
Mr. West needs subtitles on the podcast.
Roadblock.
We're going to need closed captioning. What up, everybody?
All the time. And I'm JC3, and as we're fucking halfway through the season. A little bit over halfway through our season now. As we continue our, what is this, season 11 aliens and ghost season.
Yep, we're in the great month of November now.
Yeah, this is November. We're recording it in October, but this is going up in November.
Yeah, and just a little side note. We're recording this one day after that lovely incident up in Maine. So all our hearts go out to the families up there. Another senseless tragedy, but we won't get into that tonight.
Yeah, senseless tragedies, yes, and I'm with that. Give out our hearts to everybody up there, but more conspiracy theories with that. We're not going to get into that tonight.
We
got to do a special on that one because to me, I'm sorry, this has got the government all over it.
It's terrible because it's like I know that we record like a couple weeks ahead, and I always wanted to say like our hearts go out to the citizens of Oshkosh County, Kansas. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. What happened yesterday, knowing that nothing has happened.
I want to hit you.
Like, I'm pretending. I'm thinking something might happen.
Shut him up. West, Muay Thai.
No.
West use Muay Thai. That shirt's coming, by the way.
Don't you have a dump button over there? I mean, seriously.
A dump?
Dump button.
I mean, I have a mute button.
Well, that's what they call a dump button. Yeah.
Well, dump button is a 7-second delay.
Oh, no. I just want to shut you the fuck up.
As aggressive as possible.
Start treating him like it's Fast and Furious, Ejectocito.
All right, so what do we have on Project Bluebeam, gentlemen? Let's just start off like this. Dad, have you ever heard of Project Bluebeam?
To be honest with you, I have not. Only a little research I've done, here and there. It's something to do with NASA. I know it's got a conspiracy theory about NASA, and they're trying to implement a new age religion, bringing in the Antichrist, whatever. I mean,
I'm going to talk to you last because I know you've done your research.
I did.
West, nothing?
No, I thought that this episode had to do with that one CIA declassified document where they were like supposedly like astral projecting into like Mars and shit like that.
Didn't we handle that like 2 seasons ago?
I thought, I don't know.
That's okay.
I don't know what this was.
Roadblock?
I'm
I
here.
don't have the slightest fucking clue. You said blue beam, and all I could think of was someone had a flashlight and a piece of blue paper. It's like,
Oh, Anthony's ears perked up. He thought he heard fleshlight. I'm gonna turn around. I've heard this before, but it's only because of the dickheads we get on TikTok all the time.
That's exactly what I was
that
gonna say.
turn around and just it's Project Bluebeam. Bluebeam is coming.
Yeah. It's because of the mouth breathers and the masses of idiots on TikTok. Smooth brains.
These smooth brains. Smooth brains scared me. Our Halloween T-shirt. These smooth brains on TikTok that turn around and talk about Project Bluebeam.
Yep.
Even though the more I do research about Project Bluebeam, the more if you look back through history, as far as the last maybe 2 or 3 decades.
Yeah. That you're absolutely right. That is the weird thing about this. There are certain points of this I'm looking at. I'm like, that's very familiar, and that scares me because it's like it's a little bit more than just a good guess. It's like that's like spot on.
Yeah.
But there's other parts of it. I'm like, that is complete and utter dog shit.
Yeah, and most of the smooth brains we get on TikTok are always talking about NASA and space when we're really talking about, and it's like, Bluebeam, Project Bluebeam. Like,
all right,
shut the fuck up. All right, but let's get into it. So, what do we have for Project Bluebeam? Anthony, do you want to take this?
Yeah, I'll take it because I mean it's a little lengthy because, and that's the thing about this. Like, it's not just like a simple conspiracy theory. It's got depth to it. It's got layers, and even within some of those layers, there's like sub layers.
It's like an ogre.
It's like an onion.
It's like an onion.
Exactly. So let's do this, right?
Donkey.
So, and by the way, this is not. When my research is like, it's not from what someone else wrote about Project Bluebeam. I got it right from the horse's ass.
That's not how you say that, but okay.
that is
Your grandmother was
oral.
Oh my god.
And what I mean by that is, the man who popularized this theory, put out a 90-minute interview, which I read, and then like cut it down to its core elements.
And that person is Serge Monast, right?
That's right. Now, where he's French, so we might be saying that wrong. It's Serge Monast or some stupid shit. Oh, don't give me that shit. Okay, you look at the French alphabet. There's not one fucking letter in that that sounds the way it looks.
Does that translate to I surrender?
Yeah, right.
No, okay.
Look at the
continue.
word for birds. Why so? It's spelled O-U-S-W. It's like fucking weird.
Okay.
Do you guys mind? I work for a company that is French based.
So
I don't need to be. Why the fuck did you say it?
It's right, Josh. You're wearing Josh Rivera. You're wearing a mask. They won't know it's you.
Oh, so they don't know my last name that you just said.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Roadblock.
And like, think about that. Like now, even our Legion of Fan knows your last name too.
All right, continue.
So Sergi boy, now this fucker's dead. He had a heart attack. I think it is worth knowing before we get into this that Serge died, and he had a quote unquote heart attack. He died in 1996. And he's written a lot of conspiracy theory books, and Project Bluebeam is a book, but he, in this interview, pretty much laid it out. He had a heart attack, and prior to his death, the Canadian government abducted his daughter in an attempt to dissuade him from talking about Project Bluebeam, and his daughter was never returned. So it's like,
Excuse me, where the
She's
what?
still missing?
apparently the Canadian government didn't like that one of their citizens was talking about Project Bluebeam.
Hey, can you not talk about that, please?
Hey, bud, I'm real sorry there, but you can't talk about Project Bluebeam, eh?
I mean, that's
So they
Canadian.
abducted the
That's
man's-
very the next thing of being really Canadian is your whole entire mouth and head have to move up and down with each other.
So his daughter was never returned, regardless of how many barrels of maple syrup he offered.
South Park?
And he's dead. Apparently, she is too. I don't know how true that is, but it's what. Okay.
What's the daughter's
I wish I had a fucking light over here. Anyway. So Project Bluebeam. I don't know.
Well, just search up Serge Manasseh.
So this is a... So this is an idea that this conspiracy theory is it's going to take over the world, unite all the governments. It's going to have one world religion. And if you don't like anything that the government is saying, they take off your head and put you in death camps.
You see, but some of these things, though, Joe Anthony, I mean, you know, he mentions the New World Order. I mean, there's how many people actually believe in the New World Order?
That's the thing. Like, but the New World Order is not exactly a new concept.
Right, but it takes a long time to get what they want to do off the ground.
So what does he want? Let's see. To abolish all Christian traditional religions in order to replace them with a one world religion based on the cult of man, quote unquote. I don't know what that means. To abolish all national identity and national pride in order to establish a world identity and a world pride.
What do we got? European Union.
Okay, but there's still it's like you still have people like I'm Italian, I'm German,
North
I'm
American
French.
Union?
No one is identifying as I'm a European Unioner, and America was set up that way from the get go. So
again,
it's a terrible
incremental steps. Now I'm not saying this guy's right or wrong.
Like Japanese has a monocultural landscape. It's like, no, we are Japanese. This is what we believe. You don't come to our country and tell us what to believe. You come to our country, you listen to us, or you get the fuck out. Like, no one's like, I'm a European Unioner. No, you're not. You're German. You're French. You're Norwegian or whatever.
All right, hold up. I got a timeout for
Hold
a
on,
minute.
I got two more. I got one more thing about that.
All right, and I'm going to get into this cult of man thing because I just read something about it.
Okay, so this is to abolish all national identity, to abolish the family as known today, in order to replace it, but by individuals all working for the glory of a one world government. And to destroy all individual artistic and scientific creative works to implement a world government's mind sight. So whatever they want, that's what artists and people
All right,
are
so
doing.
let me ask you this much. I mean,
That's what the end goals are, apparently.
some of the stuff you're saying,
Project Bluebeam has something to do with it, though.
you got the New World Order.
Part of-
We know the New World Order exists. It's out there. Okay, we know that they're trying to make all the nations the same, just with the European Union and they had the North American Union. They're trying to implement that.
New World Order. New World Order.
Okay, as far as the abolishment of religion, the Catholic Church has been closing churches left and right. Now I believe it's something else that's doing that, and I said that in a previous episode.
This is where
Okay,
people's faith
Father
gets,
McTouchy?
This is where
No.
people's faith comes in, because this is also like part of like biblical
Right, and then
we're-
that's three things now.
Okay.
And
Just-
then bringing everybody being the same and abolishing countries. I mean,
I agree with
they
everything
open up
you're
our
saying.
southern border and everybody's coming in. I mean,
I agree with what you're saying, but just hold on to your fucking
holding
tinfoil
on.
hat.
I just
You know,
want
bring it
to
together
get
a
into
little
this
bit.
cult of man thing because I don't know what the fuck the cult of man means.
Go on.
Also, it's really it's called humanics. It's commonly known as
you call me?
humanics. Humanics. It's commonly known as cult of man. Was invented by Mendhail
I tried.
Vespuchin.
Very Russian.
He looks very Russian, but apparently he lived in 2474 to 2553. Where the fuck?
Was that before the
what?
AD-BC crossover?
I don't know.
no, that would be BC.
It
has to
doesn't.
be.
No. If it was BC, it would be backwards. It would
Oh,
say
yeah.
2553 to 24 something.
What did he live? What was the date?
It
again?
says 2474.
Are you reading something from a video game website?
No,
Go ahead.
this is
What website are you reading from?
Partocracy Classic. It's on a fandom thing.
It's a fandom.
It's not fucking. It's real.
It could be from a book. Could be from a comic series.
Well, this is the only thing I've gotten for the cult of man.
Okay. Well,
Literally.
Let's continue.
Okay, I didn't fucking finish, but okay, cool.
So, the declaration from the United Nations. Okay, and that kind of declaration of war from the United Nations is for the implementation of a universal and obligatory membership to the United Nations as transcending of the United Nations by a multi-military and multiple police force, a worldwide
Chips
justice,
in the arm.
a worldwide justice department through which the United Nations with an international criminal court, a worldwide trade agreement for all nations, the end of Cold War, of local war likely as well, and an obligation for peace, and a new world religion and new world culture for all man. So,
And that, in essence, is the entire thing.
essentially, but this breaks it down on how that's supposed to happen. And now this was supposed to start around 1983,
All
where
right.
all the things slowly build towards this one world, new world order.
Hit us up. Let's hear it.
Now, someone theorized that that's probably why George, what's his face, named his book 1984 about a dystopian future where the government is watching everything you do. So we're kind of like living in that in 2023 today. But it got delayed. So the tools of the world government are a multinational army, a multinational police force, a World Bank for economy, a world government under the United Nations, a world conservation bank for the wilderness around the world. This means that all green movements will be melded into the new bank or it will disappear. A world religion where all church doctrines will be destroyed at the roots to be replaced by a new religion at the age of Aquarius. Everyone will have a predetermined work to fill out so they know where to go and what jobs to do, and they will have to agree or not. The world concentration camps will be the place for the people who do not believe in this new system. The New World Order will be an in-between government system from the old USSR, Great Britain, and the United States of America. Now, what are their plans? They planned
This just sound crazy.
the destruction of all people who believe in the Bible, who worship Jesus Christ, and the complete disappearance of Christianity to achieve this plan. The New World Order will change nations' laws in order that Christian religious beliefs and symbols, like the cross, for example, will become unlawful, and only Easter and Christmas will be replaced by New Age festivals around the world.
That's definitely that's
The New World
honestly-
Order
that
also
shit
plans
sounds
to
like a
abolish
crazy-
all
that's all
currencies
biblical shit.
and transfer to electronic cash through the superhighway, or as we call it, the electronic superhighway, which to me is the internet.
Or the
Remember,
chip in your arm.
There's no chip in the arm. This is 1994 he's talking. To accept an NWO, people will have to accept first the new religion. To enter into the world order, the Christians will have to abdicate their own beliefs. The initiation will be on a world basis inside an organized church, and it will be based on a Luciferian initiation. So it will not be possible for someone who believes in Christian beliefs to get into the NWO. That's impossible. Everyone will have to take an oath to Lucifer with the ritual initiation to cross that bridge into the New World Order.
Oh, kill me.
Hold on a second. The rainbow is considered as the bridge symbol leading into the satanic world.
Okay, two things here.
This is what he said in 1984.
I know.
94.
But my thing with that is, if you're gonna sit there and turn around and say, well, I mean, if you're gonna sit there and abolish all religions,
This motherfucker is literally predicting revelations.
but if you're gonna sit there and you're gonna abolish all religions, you're gonna sit there and you can't believe in Jesus Christ, stuff like that, then why would you believe in the devil?
I agree 100%.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
It's backwards talking. It's like Lucifer, which is this religious belief, like in this super evil, that could stay. You have to sign a pact with the devil in order to be a part of this new world order, but everything else is abolished. So it's like,
Yeah,
it's just called Lucifer. Just call it Satan worship.
And how are they going to
it just
do
doesn't-
this?
it
Do we
just-
do we know?
Oh, yes, I have that too, but hold on
Please.
a second. Well, I was hoping to kind of stretch this out over the episode.
No, it's fine. No,
But-
what you gotta do is you gotta say your next part, then we're gonna take a short break.
Okay, we'll get to the 4 steps afterwards. So
Yeah.
this is the rainbow that they're talking about. For those who will not accept the NWO and reject it, they plan concentration camps, re-education camps, and for those camps that are there, they have a rainbow color classification system for each prisoner, each type of prisoner. Classification of Christian children, as they plan it, will be used as human sacrifice.
I already know what you're thinking.
Where? Hold on. Where will these children be sacrificed? Black mass ceremonies, and they will participate in either a sexual orgy or be kept as sexual slaves. Classification number 2. Prisoners to be used in medical experiments where drugs and new technologies will be tested on humans against their will. Paging Dr. Mengele. Number 3.
Or Dr. Fauci.
The classification of healthy prisoners for the International Human Organs Center, where vital organs will be removed one by one while they will be maintained in life with special life support systems. Basically, you're growing organs using people as the farm. 4, for all healthy underground workers, the New World Order is a basic worldwide dictatorship based on the Luciferian religion, a dictator with the appearance of an international democracy. In order to remain that democracy illusion, camps and slave laborers will be hidden from the populace of Earth. Can't hit Google Maps and find out where these concentration camps are. Sorry. Classification 5, which is the classification of uncertain prisoners in the International Re-Education Center, where they will be re-educated in order to repent themselves on worldwide TV, where they will learn how to glorify the virtues of the NWO for all humanity.
I want you to suck
All right.
a dick on
Hold
TV.
on.
I got 2 more.
Prove yourself.
No. Basically, it's saying like I was one. No. Basically, it's
That's all I hear is they want you to suck a dick on TV.
no. That's not what they want. It's basically. It's the form of like.
No, hold on. Man.
It's like it's like someone going like, I didn't believe in this and now I do. I can be example for everyone else. Like Joel Osteen, like a preacher or someone like that.
Fuck that guy.
I don't mind Joel Osteen, but that's a different topic. Classification 6, which is the International Execution Center. I really hope they have pins.
Shut up.
I've been in the International Execution Center. All I got was a stupid fucking shirt.
I'm making that into a t-shirt.
And then lastly, he said we're still waiting on details for the 7th classification, as well as we're waiting for the proof of the color classification for each prisoner section. 7 colors of the rainbow. Each one of these type of people gets their own color, and then they get segregated into these farms and concentration camps and execution centers.
Okay. That was a lot.
When we come back, I'll explain how we're gonna get this off the ground.
I think when we come back, we're gonna sit there and we're gonna unload our thoughts about what you just said.
I looked at his Kickstarter. It was not that many
Shut
pledges.
up. And then we will go to the how they're gonna kick it off. So we'll be right back. Please take a listen to our sponsors and come back.
Hey everybody, we're just letting you know that we have new merch in our store. Go to greenhourmediastore.myspreadshop.com, greenhourmedia.org, or the link in the bio for our first ever logo drop. The cryptid collection is here. Get your favorite cryptids such as Bigfoot, Mothman, Nessie, the Yeti, or the Jersey Devil on t-shirts, hats, or mugs. You can also get all of our podcast logos on various items as well. Remember, that's greenhourmediastore.myspreadshop.com, greenhourmedia.org, or the link in the bio. New episodes of Is This Real drop Sundays at 8. Question everything.
Hello, this is JC3 speaking. If you want to know more about Is This Real podcast and our parent company Green Hour Media, then visit greenhourmedia.org. You can find and follow all of our social media pages through our website. If you love our content, then you can support us by subscribing to our YouTube channel and our Patreon page. Remember, that is greenhourmedia.org. And welcome back to our episode about Project Bluebeam and this high nonsense. Our episode, our episode as usual is presented by Dubby. Go to w.gg, punch in the code IsThisRealPC, all one word, to get 10% off all of your Dubby products.
Dubby should have a product called Bluebeam. Like, it had like a cool raspberry. Like, this will make you see shit.
All right, so let's digest those 7 steps.
No, 7 different kinds of prisoners.
No, not prisoners.
Yeah, there's 7 prisoners.
Okay, that's fine. Or
the rainbow prisoners,
who will have to take an oath to Lucifer. Apparently,
Fuck that shit. That's my opinion.
Okay.
Fuck that shit.
Listen,
They definitely gonna kill my ass
okay. No,
if that shit actually.
Wes
happens.
is like, fuck all that. All right.
And if I don't make the rapture either.
So, what are we feeling about that? I'll start with you, Dad. What do you feel about the 7 prisoners and so far what Anthony has spewed?
I think it's all bullshit. I mean, I'm going to get right to the chase on it. To me, it seemed like this guy had...
There's a lot more, but...
Yeah, no, I understand that, but it just seems like there's no truth and there's no basis in any of this stuff.
Well, I haven't gotten to that part yet, but so that's why I said hold on to your tinfoil hat.
Well, I was asked a question, so I'm giving him a...
You know, so far.
I get you.
So far, to me, it just seems like this guy was one of those guys that thinks he knows everything, and he's going to tell you how to, his theory is going to be the right theory. It just, there's nothing, there's no meat to it.
Hopped up on maple syrup, are you there, cocky boy?
All right, Anthony.
You can't ask me. I already know what. It's like asking the director of the movie how what do you think of the movie? I love it. No, I don't know. I don't want to say anything just yet. I'll keep my opinion.
Right. I already know what you're fucking feeling, Wes, so I don't even have to ask.
He's ready to fight in Muay Thai,
I'm
motherfucker.
definitely about to fight this motherfucker because he on some shit. Like
He wants me to worship Satan?
he wants me to worship Satan. Fuck that motherfucker.
Well, again, this is a book.
Nah.
I don't think he wants you to worship anyone.
But like honestly, like it's pretty much like what Pops is saying. Like I don't see any type of basis to it except like he's just kind of right now to me it sounds like he's just copying like word for word of like what Revelations is supposed to be like.
All right, Roblox.
I think the same thing as Eric. He copy and pasted, but took it to the extreme.
Copy and paste. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Basically, that's all it is. He just took it to the fucking extreme with everything he was saying. It's like, okay, you're gonna get rid of all religions and stuff like that, but you have to hail Satan.
It sounds like he had a bad dream and he just fucking put it down on paper.
It's like it doesn't make sense. How can you sit there and want to get rid of all religions and then hail Satan? Like don't get me wrong, I'm in love with metal. I'll hail Satan all fucking day, but like that's the completely wrong way.
Like if this
to
was
go
a
about it.
satanic organization,
Yeah, like
makes perfect sense at that point.
yeah,
Well,
let's
just
get
call
rid
it
of
Satanism at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it makes sense. Like we want the Antichrist, we want the Satan to take over the world, and then we're going to establish a government to do that. Because I guess hell is very bureaucratic. Fine, no problem there. But it's not. They're like, no, we want a new religion, outlaw everything else, except keep the really bad part of that, the biggest one, because we like that. It's fucking dumb.
Yeah, it's just oh my god,
Well,
that shit did not make sense to me.
I think I'm gonna stay with Anthony and I'm gonna keep my shit towards the end. But this apparently, I'll take this one. This is the actual source of the theory.
Okay.
Joel Engel's book Gene Roddenberry, The Myth and the Man Behind Star Trek was released in 1994, shortly before Manasseh's lecture on Project Bluebeam.
Right, but the book that he wrote about Bluebeam came out before that. But
Hold on. In May 1975, Gene Roddenberry accepted an offer from Paramount to develop Star Trek into a feature film and moved back into his old office at the Paramount lot. His proposed story told of a flying saucer hovering above Earth that was programmed to send down people who looked like prophets, including Jesus Christ. All the steps of the conspiracy theory were in the unmade mid-1970s Star Trek film script by Roddenberry, which were recycled for the Star Trek Next Generation episode Devil's Due, broadcast 1991. There is no evidence of deliberate fraud on Manasseh's part, given that his head was quite thoroughly full of squirrels and confetti by this time. This is what this person's writing. It's entirely plausible that he thought this was a revelation of secret information in the guise of safe for propaganda. However, the actual source was so obvious that even conspiracy theorists noticed. They confidently state it was obvious that Manasseh had been fed deceptive information by the CIA, of course.
How did the CIA get involved? It's one thing is like an asshole wrote an unproduced script and went, wait a minute, this is actually the plans to dominate the world. Why is the CIA getting involved in that?
These motherfuckers like, how did you know, bro? Come on. Stop it.
So you want to know the 4 steps?
Please.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm very curious.
The first step concerns the breakdown of all archaeological information.
Huh?
It deals with the setup of earthquakes at certain precise locations on the planet where supposedly new discoveries will suddenly explain for them the wrong meaning of all major religious basic doctrines. This classification used to make the population believe that all religious documents have been misunderstood and misinterpreted and have already been started with the field of psychological preparation for the populations. The first step has been prepared for through films like 2001: A Space Odyssey, Star Trek, and Star Wars, which deals with space invasion, space protection, and the last film, Jurassic Park, dealing with the theory of evolution. Basically, he's saying that earthquakes are going to destroy the major religious sections of the world, and you won't be able to go to those places and like pray in those places and be holy there.
So you're talking about like Rome,
The Vatican, Jerusalem.
And we're causing these earthquakes?
Yeah, well, that's step one, is to cause earthquakes.
There was
Wait.
I forget the name of that very famous...
Artificial earthquakes?
I forget the name of that very famous
I mean, we're doing that now.
spa in...
this person turned around and said proponents of the theory have extrapolated to it to embrace HARP, 9/11, the Norwegian spiral, chemtrails, FEMA concentration camps, and Tupac.
No, not Tupac.
Everything is part of Project Bluebeam. It's well on its way to becoming the unified conspiracy theory.
These earthquakes will hit different parts of the world.
Pac was a part of Project Bluebeam.
Was he gonna be the face?
You said
is he
Pac,
gonna be the
and
face?
Jada just put her head up like, where is he?
Can one of these earthquakes get Will?
So,
Hey, yo.
these earthquakes will hit different parts of the world where
That
scientists
is my best friend.
and archaeological teachings have been taught in the past where supposedly there were some hidden secrets.
There goes Egypt.
Yeah, this is the first preparation for the plan for humanity because they want to throw down and shake up all Christian belief on this planet. And to do so, they need some false proof, supposedly from the past and from the far past, that will prove to men and women that their religions are false. So it's basically like there will be a God that will destroy the Vatican because that God is not the same God that says that the Vatican is an evil place.
So
that's step one.
They want to take out Christians and Muslim beliefs.
Christian, Muslim, Jews, Hindus, like across the board. Whatever you believe in, get the fuck out of here. Christian being the biggest one, obviously. Step two, the night of 1,000 stars. There's a two-step thing to this, but here we go. The second step deals with a gigantic space show with three-dimensional optical holograms and sounds, laser projection of multiple holographic images to different parts of the world, each receiving different images according to predominating religious and national beliefs. The new God's image will be talking in all languages simultaneously. And there'll be two parts to this. So first things first.
What are you staring at me for?
He's pissed. First things first.
It's either he's
I
pissed
gotta
or
get a bullshit button.
it's either he's pissed or bored.
First things first.
I'm
Over
not
Italy,
bored.
you're gonna get a giant god in the sky with a big beard, right? Over India, it's gonna be, like a giant one of their gods.
It's the
Over
chick with the
Epstein
8
Island,
arms.
a giant toddler. Like
No.
god, like different gods in the sky. And they'll
There's
be
nobody
talking,
on Epstein Island.
They'll be talking down to the people, saying that I am your god.
Tie now.
In their own language.
In their own language. Now, that's only step one.
Well, he also will be introducing himself as the Antichrist. Not introducing, but this will be the Antichrist.
Essentially, yes.
So he's gonna be the Antichrist. This guy. who
No,
wrote all
this
this shit?
the New
gods,
World Order.
the gods
Oh,
that
the gods,
those
the
are going to be
gods.
the
Okay,
Antichrist.
the gods, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha.
There'll be no whole now you'll have a bunch of people amassing into one
spaghetti
gigantic
monster.
holy war. Everyone's gonna take turns killing each other because God told them it was a good idea.
My God has a bigger dick than your God.
That's right. Project Bluebeam will pretend to be the universal fulfillment of prophecies of old and nature as events that even took place 2,000 years ago. In principle, it will make use of the sky as a giant movie screen, a space-based laser, generating satellite projections simultaneously around the world in every language and every dialect according to the region.
Well, hold on. For the first part, what this person has on here, the stage will apparently be accomplished with the aid of a Soviet computer that will be fed with the minute psychological...
Minute.
I guess. Minute physio-psychological particles based on their studies of the anatomy and electromechanical composition of the human body.
Correct.
And the studies of the electrical, chemical, and biological properties of the human body.
Correct.
And every human has been allocated a unique radio wavelength The computers are also capable of inducing suicidal thoughts. The Soviets are, not were, the New World Order people. Why NASA would use a Soviet computer when the USSR had to import or copy much of its computer technology from the West is not detailed.
Basically, they can send thoughts into your brain, make you think that those are your thoughts. Like, take your dick out on the merry-go-round. It's like, I think I should do that now.
Stay away from children.
I didn't say anything about children.
Because apparently that thought has been in your head.
The projection of Christ of
You didn't deny
Muhammad.
it.
No, I'm reading. The projections of Christ, Muhammad, Buddha, Krishna will merge into one God over the earth. And because Project Bluebeam uses extreme low frequency,
Please help me here.
and it will be talking to everybody in their own language and saying, I am the one God. And you all fucked up by having different religions. And everything will be washed away into a new golden age. The
How many
golden
books
age of
did
the
this
New World
clown
Order.
sell?
About 30.
Seriously, this is the guy Serge Manost. How many books did he sell?
A lot, apparently.
Well, then you know what? That's why the world is the way it is.
Hold on. The
Fuck this guy.
second part of the step 2 wouldn't it be step 3, but yes, happens when the holograms result in the dissolution of social and religious order, setting loose millions of programmed religious fanatics through demonic possession on a scale never witnessed before.
Okay.
The United Nations.
So hold up. After fake God comes down, demons run amok.
No, basically, it's like we're going to send the idea that you're possessed into your brain. You're going to believe it and do some insane shit and take out a bunch of people with you.
Hold on. The United Nation plans to use Beethoven's Ode to Joy as the anthem
Yes.
for the introduction of the new age one world religion.
Yes.
And let me-
Is that a dun 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 dun?
Let
That's
me-
Ode
let
to
me-
Joy.
let me
isn't it?
I think so.
At the beginning of this episode, we said that NASA was starting all this. Is that
Well, NASA is okay. That's the third step. These technologies push us towards the third step
It's not
of
a
the
bad
NASA
song to
Bluebeam
introduce it to,
project
I'm not gonna lie.
that goes along with telepathic electronic two-way communication,
You gotta go hard.
where very low frequency waves will reach people of the earth by the inside of their brains, making one believe that their own God is talking to them within their own soul. Such waves from the satellite are fed from the memories of computers, which store a lot of data about human beings and religion.
And you got to smoke a lot of fucking weed to fuck. He must have been hotboxing himself.
But
for
here's
years.
the thing.
Dude,
This
I,
make-
I smoke a lot. And
You
I
ready
never
for
thought
this?
About some shit like this.
This
I just think
Well,
about
on
anime
the
ideas.
offhand, what you were saying, West, I'll be honest, like Ode to Joy, that would be my choice to bring into a whole new world. Like,
Seriously.
that shit that is fire. I'll be honest.
That's pretty fire. You gotta give it to them. That's pretty fire.
So here's the thing. So it's crazy.
High five Beethoven.
Let's add a little substance.
Okay.
January of 1991, the University of Arizona hosted a conference called the NATO Advanced Research Workshop on Current and Emergent Phenomena in Biomolecular Systems. It states that the United States has communication equipment that can make a blind person see, the deaf hear, and the lame walk. It can relive the terminally ill. It can relieve the terminally ill of all pain and without the use of drugs. This communication equipment, depending on a new way of looking at human brains on the neuromuscular system through the use of ultra low frequencies.
What college was this?
The University of Arizona hosted this in 1991. Thank you, Wes. I appreciate that.
It's a real thing.
That was a real thing. Some of this equipment is now operational within the CIA and the FBI.
They have a big
It will never
online
be
base
used
now.
to make blind people see and the deaf hear and the lame walk because it's central to the domestic political agenda and foreign policies of the late President Bush. We're talking about Bush 1, not W. He's too stupid. Too many
The
big
smarter
words. I got me a brain. Domestically, the new communications equipment is being used to torture and murder people, to screen a given population for terrorists, to torture and murder citizens who belong to organizations which promote peace and development in Central America, torture and murder citizens who belong to organizations opposed to deployment and other nuclear weapons, and to create a race of slaves called automatons, or as they're popularly
This
called,
motherfucker created Transformers.
Manchurian candidates.
Automatons. Assemble.
Ooh.
Automatons.
Thank you. Joey's about to come. Can you explain why?
I'll tell him.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you why.
Because Dad had a theory.
All right.
Dad's about to come.
Well, I'll be honest. No.
Stand clear.
Dad had this theory. When did we do that episode? I think it was a Las Vegas episode.
Might have been.
I think it was that. But continue with the theory, Dad, for the people who haven't really watched that.
It's not really a theory when you get down to it. The United States government has been taking our soldiers, certain soldiers that sign up for this stuff, and they make them into what they call Manchurian candidates. And what that is they make them they transform their bodies into making them like really great soldiers. And there can be, with all thought projection and everything else. This is not a theory. This is a fact that's going on right now.
Well, the funny part about that, hold on. The funny part about
and
that,
making them crazy that they can do whatever they want. They can fight and do tremendous.
Using these ultra low waves, they can make you think and do.
Let's just put it like, let's put it into the perspective of millennials out there, because that's who we're really talking to most of the time. Anyway, Captain America and his Winter Soldier counterpart.
Seriously.
That's what it is. If you've never seen Captain America, Dad.
No.
Okay, so Winter Soldier is a Soviet bad man of Captain America,
right,
who was his best friend in the 40s before they both came back in the future. But what happened is that
they brainwashed him into working for the Soviets.
The Soviet Union, and he would use certain words to trigger just
right.
I'm the person, like just trigger something in their mind.
Right.
And they were producing super soldiers
right,
just like that. Now they went a little extra step, like they had them in these like big tubes of water. They look like aliens and stuff like that. But to the people who are out there, to put some backstory to this and try to connect it, that's basically what he's talking about with
that's why when this, again, I know it's going to be a couple weeks from now, whatever, but that's why when this thing broke yesterday, you got to look around you and you got to find out what else is going on. Well, what else was going on yesterday? Let's see, the Republicans finally put their stupid bullshit to bed and got themselves a Speaker of the House. Okay, they were looking like morons. Israel has taken a lot of heat for, standing outside the borders of Gaza with their stuff ready to go in there and level Gaza, which whatever side you fall on is right or wrong. Okay. And then just today, there was 4 or 5 more items that came out on Joe Biden and how he made money,
FBI.
Illegally. So you put it all together.
Bernie too.
You put it all together and you say,
and
well,
Bernie?
We're not watching this stuff anymore. We're going to watch now the killing that went on up there.
Quick sidebar.
And then, hold on a minute. And then what really lit it up for me was this guy decided that he was hearing voices. And could it be that the 2 weeks that he checked into a laughing academy, a mental place, in July, everybody agrees that if somebody comes in there, if you're a mental patient, you go in there, because you're in there for a day and a half, 2 days. This guy was in there for 2 weeks. Were they fine tuning him? Were they trying to make him figure out what he wanted to kill? So you take this. It's all about the stories in the news, folks. That's what it comes down to.
That is the interesting thing. It's like, this is a guy who should not be around weapons. It's like you have that thing is like, someone walked into a school,
and
killed a bunch.
And it's not like somebody else checked them into this place.
Right. It's you'll get that shit of like someone walked into a school and he killed a bunch of people. Where was the signs? No, this guy has signs.
Not a weapon mechanic. He was a weapons instructor for the military. He
knew how to make them work.
And like he shouldn't be around weapons if he's hearing voices, just like you shouldn't be around children, period. Like that's what we're gonna equate that to.
Difference is I'm not hearing voices.
Moans.
No, I'm being like to bring all seriousness.
Sound of 1,000 juice boxes.
You're right though. Like it's one of these things where it's like, there's so many things to sit there and like want to believe in something like that, even though we haven't had that happen. Like now, what my biggest problem with that whole thing, and we'll get back to, I mean, it all ties in because you talked about the Manchurian candidate, right, is that he is military trained, right. And I want to know, again, I don't know how much information has come out about this guy, if he was let back into his workplace. If he was back onto the military base after he checked himself
Well,
into
you're
the
gonna find
camp.
out in the coming days.
Yeah,
Because if he did, whoever those people are, whoever said, yeah, he's good. I mean, you were hearing voices and you're out now, you're better, you're on medication. Okay, come back in. That's a problem.
Yeah, I agree.
But to get back to this, that was only step 3, right, Anthony?
Only step 3. And here's the why part.
I thought that was the second step.
No.
Of step 2.
As to why, for one thing, if you terrify the public and make them fear for their safety, they will allow you to implement draconian law enforcement practices, disarm them, and
Wait,
keep
into what?
Draconian means very old.
Intra-draconian? I
Okay.
thought
They
you were
enter-
mentioning fucking...
No.
Intra-draconian, isn't that...
No, they will let you implement draconian law enforcement practices, disarm them, and keep extensive research on records on them. And they only have to tell you we're all doing this in order to protect you. And secondly, it promotes the decay of the current form of democratic political systems that lead society to search for alternatives for current political methodology.
Okay.
Of course, the alternative has already been planned. It's called the New World Order, and it will not have your safety or interest at heart.
Okay, before let Dad talk, then I would like to take step 4 because I think that's hysterical.
Okay.
All right, so Anthony, what is that called? When they get you to do, when they let the people give up a little bit of their freedom
for the illusion of safety.
Illusion of security.
Yes.
Okay, and because they want an agenda.
Keep records on you.
They want an agenda, but they can't just outright do it. So they have to falsify something.
False flag events to create fear.
It's called what is it? What is it?
False flag events.
No, I mean I preached this stuff in previous episodes.
Propaganda.
Guys. Problem, reaction, solution. They create a problem. The people react to that problem, and then they give you the solution.
Yeah.
They're creating the problem. They're letting the people react, and then they're saying, "Well, I'll protect you for this."
It's like
they're getting to do what they want to do.
Yeah, it's like a company that makes mousetraps decides to let mice invade your home.
Yeah,
and then show up and be like, "Hey, I got this trap."
It's pretty funny.
Horde.
But I'm gonna take step 4 because I think it's pretty fucking
right.
funny.
Before you do that, I have a little bit about the weapon itself.
I'm gonna fucking hit you. Can you get all your shit out at once, please?
I have a lot of shit.
He's a big man.
The mind control operation technology includes a transmitter which broadcasts at the frequency of the human nervous system, which, like, if they hit the right button, you'll just shit your pants. No control.
Holy shit, I don't know what just happened, folks. Oh, fuck.
The system is manufactured by the Laurel Electro-Optical Systems in Pasadena, California. Laurel is a major defense contractor which had previously conducted research on direct energy weapons for Lieutenant General Leonard Perez of the United States Air Force, who was researching a weapon to implant messages into the minds of the enemy and to urge his own truth onto the superhuman deeds of valor.
Why would you want to do that?
This device employs electromagnetic radiation of frequency pulse at extreme low frequencies. It is used to torture people physically and mentally from a distance. Weapons of this type are claimed to have been used against a British woman protesting the presence of American cruise missiles at air bases in the 70s. This weapon can be used to induce total sensory deprivation by broadcasting signals into the auditory nerves at such a power it blocks out the victim's ability to hear themselves think. The device has taken concept of the old phrase, "It's so noisy in here I can't hear it myself think," and has turned it into a weapon of terror.
That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely terrifying.
This is the, it's something, here's something by Captain Paul E. Tyler of the United States Navy, who wrote something called Low Intense Conflicts in Modern Combat, edited by Colonel David of the U.S. Air Force. Paper was released in 1984, and it's available to read right now. In the book, he talks about the electromagnetic spectrum and how we can manipulate that and use it as a weapon in combat. And there's other examples of this
like
type
EMF
of thing.
stuff, right?
Correct, but affecting not electronic devices,
humans. Okay.
There's other things in this.
Well, let's get to step 4. I want to get to step 4.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm going to stab you.
These effects were all studied at length by the CIA on September 21st, 1977 in a testimony before the Senate Subcommittee on Health and Scientific Research. Dr. Sidney Gottlieb, who directed the MK Ultra program at the time, was forced to discuss aspects of the CIA's research to how to manipulate human organs by remote electronic means.
So we have the same guy conducting the MK Ultras doing this shit
testifying in front of Congress saying we're using and testing low frequency to make citizens shit their pants remotely. So if you are ever if you're walking around your house and all of a sudden a pile of shit falls out of your ass, you can blame Alexa, because the CIA is talking through Alexa because the frequency things are now in your homes.
Okay.
Where's my tinfoil fucking hat?
Anywho, step 4. Step 4 has 3 different parts.
I have one more thing.
Oh my fuck, dude.
They said it is this idea that these weapons were used on Michael Dukakis, who was the Democratic presidential candidate running against George Bush in 1988. He was targeted with microwave technology in order to impede his public speaking performance when the opinion polls posed a threat to Bush's election prospect. He claims that the equipment was used against Kitty Dukakis and drove her to the brink of suicide. That's election interference. Bush could have been, not the president.
Okay.
And they said that this is used against him.
Okay. Is there any proof of that?
I'm just saying.
I know, I'm just asking.
The transfer of energy from one organism to another, the ability to heal disease over a distance, and telepathic behavior modification is all part of this.
All right. See, because you don't know how to speed your shit up, and you always want to make a big spectacle of yourself.
There's a lot of information. I'm
All
just
right.
trying to make sure.
Shut up and
everyone's
put your
informed.
butterfly wings away.
Speckledorf.
We're going to go to break real quick. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, I'm JC3.
And I'm Mr. West.
And this episode is brought to you by Dubby. Made by professionals in the USA, Dubby was formulated to give you focus and energy with no jitters or crash. Their formula contains vitamins, amino acids, including the patented neurofactor. You know what Dubby doesn't give you?
What's that?
No calories,
No calories.
no sugars,
No sugar.
no fillers,
No fillers.
and no artificial flavors. When the raw ingredients arrive to their FDA-registered and inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP guidelines, they undergo a quarantine while a small sample of each ingredient is taken to test for any impurities, while also being tested to ensure that the ingredients are actually what they are supposed to be and have the proper dosage.
And once the ingredients pass all the tests, then they're cleared to get mixed into the formula. So head on over to dubby.gg and use our offer code IsThisRealPC for 10% off your first order. That's DUBBY.GG and use the code IsThisRealPC for 10% off. They have great flavors such as Galaxy Grenade, Dub Sludge, Passion Joy Tea, Monkey Madness, and Dragonade. My personal favorites.
Dragonade right here. I got Dragonade right here. Delicious.
Drink Dubby.
And be better.
These products are not intended to diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease.
If you liked this video today, please click the like and subscribe button and make sure to hit the notification icon to keep up with all our videos.
Who wants better sex? And who wants better sex starting now? The best way to get started is go to adamandeve.com.
Adam and Eve is offering 50% off just any item.
But that's not all. When you select your one item, you will also get 3 bonus items. That includes a gift for him, a special gift for her, and a gift you'll both like.
Plus 6 free movies for your viewing pleasure and free shipping.
There is discreet shipping as your privacy is priority. Plus 100% free shipping on your entire order.
Doesn't matter how much you spend or what you buy, it will all be packaged and sent discreetly for free.
Don't wait. Better sex is just one click away.
That's 50% off one item, 3 free gifts, 6 free movies, and free shipping.
Bring more pleasure and satisfaction to your bedroom.
Just go to adamandeve.com and select any one item. It could be an adventurous new toy or anything you desire.
Just enter code QUESTION at checkout.
That's question, QUESTION at adamandeve.com.
This exclusive offer is specific to this podcast only. So be sure at checkout you punch in the code QUESTION. That is QUESTION at checkout. and get your 50% off one item, 10 free gifts, and free shipping. Remember, use code QUESTION. Also remember to listen to Is This Real every Sunday at 8 o'clock with new episodes starting July 16th. Remember, everybody, question everything and put that question at the end of your checkout.
AdamandEve.com.
And welcome back. Pope, do you want to give us our
It's exactly what it looks like.
who we're sponsored by today?
Sure. Is This Real is sponsored by BetterHelp.com. BetterHelp.com is a website that hooks you up with somebody when you're in need of some sort of counseling or therapy. They hook you up with whatever aspect of life you're trying to improve, be it your marriage, your relationships with family, all sorts of things that are bothering you. They will help you find a therapist or counselor that specializes in that field. And if you sign up using the link betterhelp.com/question, you'll save a little money as well. So it's betterhelp/QUESTION. Use that link, sign up, and get better help today.
All right. So, Anthony gave us the first 3 steps of how this is going to happen. Project Bluebeam, and then well, it's
Project
French.
bullshit.
So it's French, so it does sound like Bluebeam. Then I'm going to give you step 4 because this is interesting. Ready?
My God.
Step 4 does have 3 different parts.
Oh my God.
Number 1, making humanity think an alien invasion is about to occur in every major city.
Nice.
Haven't we had that already? I just want to let everybody know. Haven't we had that?
The aliens are going to be the new boogeyman.
Yeah.
That's
Everyone's seeing
Without doubt.
aliens now. Like
Yeah,
since 2020, which is when the first, I believe, the first unidentified aerial phenomenon, as we're gonna call it
It's
now.
the first time that the government acknowledged
Exactly. How do you realize the amount of
At least public.
Yeah. Do you realize the amount of like quote unquote alien UFO sightings have increased since then?
it. I don't think they've increased. I just think they're being
Did you show
heard
them?
now.
Block, did you show them that video that you sent me of the airplane that went missing?
Yeah, I think I sent it to all of you guys.
Did
I'll
you
have to
see
check
that?
it out.
But
I
they
have
don't
to check
check
it.
my fucking Christmas list, so it's like, what's the point?
Anyway,
That's true.
no, I think it's you're now taking them more seriously. They have a platform to be heard, and they're not crazy, which is why you're hearing more of it.
I'm just saying. I'm just trying to put some context.
Aliens
behind
won't come near me. They know me.
it. Number 2, which I think we
You're even
thought
on the aliens most
the-
wanted list.
Come on, Gleep, probe harder.
Number 2,
Globe.
making the Christians think the rapture is about to happen.
I've been thinking that for fucking since 2012.
Yeah, like they've all been thinking that like this. And
Rapture here.
Number 3, a mixture of electronics and supernatural forces, allowing the supernatural forces to travel through fiber optics, coax, power, and telephone lines to penetrate all electronic equipment and appliances that will, by then, have a special microchip installed.
Internet demons.
So technically, all the shit that you're fucking in your home are gonna attack you. They're gonna get back.
Washing machine ain't got no legs.
Then chaos will break out and people will finally be willing, perhaps even desperate, to accept the New World Order. The technique used in the fourth step is exactly the same used in the past in the USSR to force the people to accept communism. I don't remember them doing that, but a device has apparently already been perfected that will lift enormous numbers of people. As in the rapture, UFO abductions are tests of this device.
See,
So now, hold on.
Go
So
on.
what they're basically saying is these UFO abductions that we've been hearing out, the one we talked about, I think, in the Men in Black episode 2 episodes ago, are a part of this and are rapture test subjects. That's what this is saying.
All I heard was that they're gonna use Decepticons to fuck with people.
I don't.
no. What it basically is saying, this is
You're not wrong. You're
this
not
is
wrong.
why I give this, like, there's a little bit of things here that I'm like, I see this. Because, like, the idea of, like, they want to be in your homes and they want to be able to fuck with you and have access to you at any given moment. That's what Alexa is. That like we already knew like
Dude, that's what the cable boxes are.
That exactly. I was gonna say like we already knew years ago that they were listening through us through our cable, and that was a big thing. Like, oh my god, they actually do that. And they were like, yeah, we do. And like,
Dude,
stop that.
Dude, my boy that served in Iraq back in 01 and 02 in those days. Those big box TVs.
Yeah.
He was saying that they were already bugging them shit.
Yeah. So like, they're already like.
So right now the TVs, they got microphones, they got cameras and shit.
That's why like shit.
Well,
like,
they turn around and say that it's if we hear a dog, then we'll play a dog commercial. Like that's what.
Right.
They're trying
Well,
to
yeah,
say.
it's for advertising purposes,
Yeah.
but who's to say what that links to? I mean, we already have that in our cell phones, right? We
You
carry
got
them
that.
around
Nobody reads the
all the
private
time.
policy.
You got that in when a couple of years ago, about 10 years now, the electric company's putting in what they call smart meters. Those smart meters can register in the morning, like what time you get up, because they can pinpoint what electric is being used and what appliance.
Exactly.
Are you using your coffee pot? They can predict what you're going to be doing. They can, if they want it from a distance, they can shut your certain aspects of your house off. Okay, why do we need that? Why on earth did we need that? I don't
agree
need the
with you,
electric
yeah.
company coming in and doing that. So between that, the cable, the satellite, Alexa,
Your phone.
they're already in your home. They're already listening to every time you go on the internet.
Right.
You got somebody watching where
That's
you're
why
going.
the whole thing with TikTok was such a big controversy with the government hearings, because it's like
China.
it's like, is this app scanning your face, yes or no? And the guy's like, well, I mean, it has to in order to work because there's filters. But do you mean like, is it scanning your face and like making a grid out of it, and then we're saving that information to do deep fakes or something? Like, that's the question they wanted to ask, but they put him in a catch-22, because if he goes no, that's an outright lie, because we know TikTok scans your face. But if he says yes, then it's I knew it. You guys are evil. It's like, no. You're adding context without asking
Gotcha,
the
bitch.
question. Right? Like we have apps that do that. That's why it's like, like go into your bank account on your phone. You can type in your password, or you can put your fingerprint on your phone and it unlocks it automatically. Like we have the technology to track and digitize us. Who is that information being shared with? And that's why shit like the Temu app is under so much hot fire right now.
I hope yours is being sent to the FBI.
Because it's like they're taking this information, your buying habits, your whatever, and they're storing it or selling it.
it's
problems.
It's I don't know. Like step 4, there is a lot of things in there that I'm sitting there like, this shit's already fucking happening.
Yeah, UFO holograms. Like, are they really there, or is it something else?
Well, speaking about the hologram shit like that, I mean, granted, it's drones, but it's like kind of the same way.
Now I know how Tupac's involved. He was the first hologram.
Okay.
That's a scary ass concept.
So
The Tupac.
funny,
all
like
that
this has
concept.
really nothing to do with it, but at the same time, it kind of does. There's a drone company in Pennsylvania. I mean, I guess they can all fucking sit there and do that. You can pay to scare somebody by doing a fake UFO sighting with a drone. Like they
Smart. Why would you wanna do
advertise that.
Why would you want to do that?
Because it's a
prank.
fun thing. It's a prank thing.
It's like a glitter bomb. It's like, why would you make a mess out of someone's house? Because fuck that guy.
Yeah, but a lot of people have a fear of UFOs.
That's the difference.
So-
No one's afraid of glitter bombs.
Yeah, you're right. You don't want to have anybody having a stroke or a heart attack.
That's right.
I mean, when they did World of Worlds with Orson Welles in 1940, whatever, no one told the listening audience this was fake.
Well, no, they
They
did.
were going crazy.
No, they did tell me it was fake. It was just at the beginning of the program. And then you had people coming home from work and like, let's see what's on the radio. And it's like, we interrupt this broadcast. Aliens have invaded Weehawk. And like, fuck!
Yeah, and
Kill the kids! Drown the dog! We're going in the basement!
I love how that's one of his TikToks is like.
Why is that the first
Before-
protocol to follow?
I know.
when aliens come.
Kill the kids first?
I love.
Kill the kids
I'll
and
be honest.
then drown the dog? What the fuck out
He
of a
said that in one of his
Two
Tik-
less mouths to feed.
He said that in one of his TikToks.
And the dog's just there
right?
for me.
He said that in one of his TikToks. He said something like world losing shit like that. He goes, now I'm about to explain. Like before you go and shoot your dog in the backyard.
Yeah.
And Teresa has screenshot of that. Like this is my favorite thing Anthony's ever said.
It's like, before anyone goes outside and shoots the dog, let's just calm down and back it up.
Yeah. So, but I'll be honest. So, like, to listen, like it does sound like. Do you have anything more on this?
Well, there's the 4 aspects of money, animals, medicine, and technology, how they've evolved to like, let's keep things under control, like money. Like the idea of a one world bank makes complete sense to me because
Well, they're trying to do that anyway.
they are like they're trying to get rid of things like Cash App. They're trying to get rid of things like that because they want, like when they say electronic money, we have that with Bitcoin. We have that with these random like cryptocurrencies.
Well, I mean, look at what they did with Cash App already. Like there's no point at one particular thing, like before Cash App, before I think it was last year they did it. Now if you send more than $600, you have to put it on your taxes.
There's also the thing where the government, I think it's already launched, where it was their form of Cash App, so they can track everything that goes back and forth. And now that we have that in place, like we can get rid of all these other ones because you can just use the government's one. And that's what I'm like, electronic money, check. We already have that.
Yeah.
That's $600, you know, that came from the fossil you got in the White House.
The fucking internet, the what do you call it? The
Calm
super
down.
highway, as they're talking about, that's the internet.
Yeah.
The electronic highway. So, like I said,
Well, because the internet's attached to everything.
I don't believe in 90% of this Bluebeam shit.
Well,
Or
no,
even 85.
hold on.
But there is some where I'm like,
Think
that's
about it though.
eerie.
Like think about it though. What in our world today that the internet is not a part of? It's a part of
everything, yeah.
Like even like some things that's so mundane. It's like we don't need the internet for that. Like a washer and dryer, you know, dishwasher or anything like that. And they're like,
I could connect it to my phone.
my
through
phone and
Bluetooth.
start it from there. I'm like, how the fuck are you gonna put it in? You have to stand in front
Like
of it
you
anyway.
can go apple picking, and it's like, you know, remember to put the hashtag like blah blah farms. It's like, it's not, there was a place that was like, it was a scenic overview, and it was like this little kiosk, and it's like, scan here to tip $5. And it's like, am I tipping the government so I can see nature? Are you out of your fucking mind? No.
Well, no, it's
Thank you,
it's
government.
so it's
Knock the
scary to
kiosk down.
think about.
Just go down the shore. You want to get on the fucking beach, you have to pay some asshole at the fucking dunes $5 or $10 to get on the beach. And at the times, like, we don't take cash. Just use your phone and scan and hit the tap button on this little kiosk, and I'll give you the badge to go on the beach. Get fucked! It's the ocean. I should be able to walk into the fucking ocean if I want to. It's not yours.
It's scary to think about the aspects of this that are happening if you want to extrapolate it into thinking of one world government. Now everybody thinks about the Illuminati, everybody thinks about New World Order, stuff like that.
New World Order.
We've covered stuff like that. But to sit there and this is like the quote unquote blueprint of how to create it, how it's going to happen, is a little scary because you're looking at the things in the world today, be like, well, okay, that's happening. Check.
The other things on here is like, when it comes to animals, they want to microchip all wildlife to make sure that people aren't hunting them for their own sustenance. When the world goes kablooey, you can track, oh, that elk got shot. Find out who killed it. They're talking, that's part of it.
That's fucked up.
When it comes to medicine, they want to change laws about religion and psychiatric disorders to consider anybody with a violent potential as someone who has to be psychotically re-educated. So it's like, it's like the voice in
That's
his head
something
is not,
we haven't touched on.
it's like he's not talking to God. He's just fucking he's a lunatic. So medicine.
Re-education.
Yeah.
Which
And then technology, which
I don't think is happening. As far as the way they are talking about re-education.
No, what you have right now is like, what do you call it?
Society has been dumbed down to the point where you can't re-educate them.
Yeah, I've been trying on TikTok, and the mouthpiece, the smooth brains just won't hear it. No, but you have
supposedly in certain African countries, they have supposedly, I haven't looked into this, but this is like something I saw on the internet, where certain African countries and villages are being introduced to Chinese government and also form of living, and introducing, you know, trying to like, it's pretty much the Chinese colonizing.
Well,
these people.
yeah, point and take.
And re-educating
Yes,
them.
you're right
in that aspect, but I don't know how true that is.
It's right, but it's not just the Chinese. There's other parts
The
of the world.
Russians are in there too.
The Russians are doing. There was an interview with this one of the leaders of one of the countries over there.
So
I forgot who it was.
So would that count towards re-education, or would
Not
that just count
really,
towards more conquest?
it's more just conquest. Not really conquest. Trying to
It's
allies.
indoctrination.
No, to me, I'm thinking it's more an allies, because, and this is the reason I'm saying the interview goes. He goes, we have two countries coming in saying, we'll educate you and we'll give you stuff. And the guy goes, the Americans come in and try to educate us on transgenderism, try to educate us on, be the best of you, be the best of you, stuff like that. And Russia's coming in, educating us on how to use guns. Who do you think we're gonna back?
I want to listen to guns.
And I went, oh, this man said, I don't care about transgender and we're fighting other people. I don't care about all that stupid bullshit that America's trying to teach us.
Tyson Ikunwe wants a gun.
There's a lot of interviews and videos that I've seen of just like people.
Well, I've been saying it.
People in these African countries and like villages that just say they don't give a fuck about this shit. They don't believe in any of this shit. They're like in disbelief that we actually give a fuck.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like they're focused on eating and fighting the next tribe that's across, so they don't care about learning about any of that stupid shit.
Or just what's going on in their own countries too, because there are also some of these countries are going through their own civil wars as well.
Pirates
too.
And stuff like that.
Why are you gay?
Poachers.
But that's the thing. That's
amazing interview.
But that's literally one of the things that I don't think the re-education is more like that. But I do want to touch on the dumbness of the world, and I think that plays into it, because if you make people stupid enough to believe every word you say to begin with.
That's what it means when they say re-educate. It's like, if we do the giant gods in the sky and someone's going, no, this is stupid, there's no way this is real. You take them, you put them in a re-education center, and you teach them what you want them to know. Mm-hmm. They can then turn around and become a liaison for your new religion and go,
like, that is wrong. God.
That is right. They're 100% right. I've been re-educated.
There is no war in Ba Sing Se.
There is no war in Ba Sing Se. That's exactly right.
But
I mean, see the new pics from the show?
Okay, stop it.
But like I said, that is indoctrination, no matter how you look at it.
In a way, it is, yes.
It's like,
and I
see
think
what we do, you follow us, we'll protect you. It's
the funny part about it, though, is like, if you want to use it as a different thing, like it's more of, it is kind of like, the whole transgender debate and stuff like that. People want to re-educate on transgender. This is the way things are now compared to what that. Like, I'm not saying it's the same type of thing, but it's a loosely comparison.
It's very loose.
But people are sitting there trying to, this whole thing with this Project Bluebeam. It's very hard to sit there and get behind, as far as, because one, it's a book. I don't think was it on file that this man actually believed this stuff.
I mean, everything I talked about tonight was from an interview that he conducted. Can we get the paper? It's at the very top of the paper. He had an interview with the International Free Press in Canada in 1994. The International Free Press Network is not a religious group, neither a political organization, but an independent worldwide investigation press agency in the fields of politics, economic, medicine, and military. We specialize in investigating and publishing reports and audio tapes to expose the underworld of the United Nations conspiracy to implement a New World Order. Our task is to make people realize that the coming of the New World Order is not a dream, and it's not a paranoid thought. It is a real satanic project that is happening. That is where this guy had his interview with, and apparently that address is no longer valid. So I think they're strictly an online thing if they exist at all. Remember, this is 1994. This is almost 30 years ago that this guy sat down and had this interview. And I'm reading his words. It's not like I was like, no. It's not interpretation. This is what he said.
All right, so we'll just get to the end of the episode and we'll say it again. Dad, do you believe in Project Bluebeam?
No, I do not. But I do believe in certain aspects, like Anthony was just saying before. There are certain aspects that, if you look at it, go, well, that's happening now, and that's happening now, and that started back there. But to put them all into one giant theory, no, because it's missing a lot of stuff.
A lot of holes.
You got how many billions of people on this planet? You want to eliminate, religions and stuff like that. I mean, you can't get, the Jewish people or the state of Israel and the Arabs or the Muslims to agree on anything. They want to wipe each other out. So you know what? I don't see how you're going to tell people to get rid of their religions. People whether you believe in religion or not, they have their religion, they have their religious beliefs, and they hold it very close to them, very dear. It's religion has started many wars.
And continues to.
It continues to.
Anytime a bunch of holy people want to take turns killing each other, I'm a happy guy.
Well, the thing is, no, I don't believe in the actual theory, but I do believe in certain parts of it, and I think that that's what this guy was doing, adding his own crazy mixture to it.
Do you think? I mean, obviously it's a fake Antichrist, but do you sit there and believe in that aspect as far as like, could it be that this could be the real Antichrist and this is what's happening in the world and stuff like that? I know you don't believe in the Antichrist, all right?
No, I had a butthole shiver, so I was shaking.
Okay, the Antichrist is supposed to come as a guy that's going to look good. He's going to solve the world's problems, but he's going to say, okay, I solved all your problems. Now you must worship me. That's what the Antichrist, by definition, is going to be.
Osama.
You're going to know that. You'll know it when it happens. I mean, that's why they want to turn around and say, oh, well, Trump was the Antichrist. No, Trump's not the Antichrist. Trump's not the Antichrist at all.
Trump wasn't good looking.
Nobody, it's... The world is fucked up. Let's just put it that way.
It is. I agree with you.
So no, I don't believe in the actual Project Blue, whatever the hell, Blue Balls, whatever the fuck it is.
Bluebeam.
Blue waffle.
Okay, but I do
Project
believe in
Blue Balls. You know how to
even
settle
though it has
Jerk 'em
certain
off.
aspects in reality that I actually believe in. So.
All right, Anthony.
The principal ideas are there to create a one world government. It's the giant VR Jesus in the sky that I'm like, really? I don't like this idea. The holograms using NASA. That's the thing. Like, you have to use a satellite, several satellites, to make this happen. Do you know how many millions of, like, thousands and thousands of people have to be in on this in order to be like? Is it here's the difference. Is it people who are running this shit, or is it their acolytes who believe what they're doing is the right thing? Because
who knows? They might have been re-educated first.
But that's the thing. Like, if you know it's a hologram, then you know it's all shit. That's the crux of the problem there. So, like the things like the internet, things like the digital currencies and monitoring people and trading away your freedom for the illusion of security and safety. Yeah, those are real ways to control people. Fear is the best motivator. Keep them hungry and keep them afraid, and you can control anybody. Stalin ripped the fucking feathers off a chicken and like tortured this poor animal and threw it on the ground and threw little things of food at it, and the chicken came running back up to him, and he said to the people around him, it doesn't matter how bad you treat people, when you give them a little treat once in a while, they'll do anything you ask. That's what this is. Now the rest of it,
and he was a sick deranged motherfucker.
He was. The rest of this
sick
shit,
deranged motherfuckers can be right.
This is, I think the idea of the hologram and all that shit is absolute fucking stupid. I think it's not, like I said, 85% of this I think is absolutely Cajun. But the 15%, I'm like, yeah, that's something. And here's the other thing about America was founded on the idea of religious freedom. There is too many people in this country with access to high caliber weaponry who's willing to let anyone take over America because of a one world government. That's not going to happen.
There's really going to happen.
No, what I'm saying is there's a lot of people here.
No, what I'm saying is, I don't think he's saying anything derogatory.
I'm not saying it in a negative way. Like the idea of like, this is America and I'm a free man to do what I want, believe what I want. You're not going to take that person to the indoctrination center.
You're not fucking God.
That's right. It's like they don't show me any VR you want. I'm not fucking rolling over. Like America would be the last, especially like that part of America would be the last section that
religion
had to be
and
conquered.
bullets.
It's why nobody has ever invaded America. There's too many fucking rednecks with guns. They would get the fuck out immediately. Crazy people will defend this country, and I'm with them on that.
Imagine the enemy going up East Main Street.
Anybody trying to take over America for religious freedom's not fucking happening.
All right, Wes?
Quite honestly, 50-50.
Is it for the same aspects as Dad and Anthony? Like, because some aspects of this is happening?
Because for the most part, there are a lot of key factors of what's happening and how it's also a repeat of history as well, too. Just as the fall of any other empire, they always start giving a fuck about like this whole like sexual thing, and then things just start getting worse and worse by the years. So that's where it's kind of 50-50, because once the implication of trying to establish a dictatorship within anything, it just means that it's just gonna you're gonna confine people too much, and you can confine people too much to a certain point, and then eventually everybody's just gonna have enough, even if you just like scare them. So yeah, it's 50-50.
All right, Roadblock.
I'm gonna say no. I can't agree with the other guys that certain aspects are real. That's what fucking happens in our world. But then again, there's been dozens of other people and things that have predicted the shit that's going on now. So, I mean, that's just common, and that's just something that you can think of. So it's like, it's kind of like a roulette. It's like, okay, I'm gonna say all this, write it in a book, and then years later, we're looking at it, and it's like, okay, some of those things have happened. But like I said, it's been repeated 100 times.
So the funny thing is, too, Josh, the stuff that has happened, has come true, was well documented well before he wrote the book.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So he grabbed all that stuff, and then he just put his own theory together.
Yeah,
And,
I think he took whatever he was thinking, put it on paper, and it is the fucking far extreme version.
Added that Gene Roddenberry shit to it, that Star Trek shit.
Yeah, like holy shit, it's totally out of left fucking field. But I gotta give him credit for writing a book that sold millions, you said, right?
I don't know how many it sold, but he's written a bunch of books.
Okay,
like when he was alive.
I had it backwards.
Yeah, I didn't get the numbers. I don't think it was on the Times bestseller list. It was in French after all. But like,
I mean, obviously he wrote a lot of books. He probably sold something for him to continue writing the books.
Well, for the
absolutely.
amount of people for the amount of fucking smooth brain people to come up onto our goddamn comments and talk about this like it's actually a thing that's actually happening. And I mean, like, how many videos do you expect?
Joe, we have people who still believe that the fucking Earth is under a dome. I don't want to hear it.
I understand that, but how many videos do you think we have on TikTok?
Oh, I did. I actually found that out. It was over 500.
500 videos, something like that.
It's close to 6.
Okay, and you would say probably about 100 to 150 are about space and
no,
stuff
more than
like
that. I would say close to a little over half. Because remember, we started getting traction a year and a half. September of last year. So you're talking a year and 4 months of our current content. But prior to that, we were just putting up videos of the booth and little things.
So I would say a good 90% of those space videos, someone's commenting, well, that's Project Bluebeam.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime we've had we have several videos that have gone over 1 million views.
We have 3.
We have several.
That's not several.
That's several.
No, that's some.
Go fuck yourself. We have some videos that have gotten to over 1 million views. We have some videos that have 800, 900,000. Haven't crossed that million threshold just on views. Doesn't matter. Whenever you get a video that goes with those kind of numbers, you always get a couple thousand comments, 2,000 or 3,000 comments. There's always a dozen or so people in those comments going, it's Project Bluebeam, or did you talk about Project Bluebeam, or look up Project Bluebeam, bro, I'm telling you, this explains it. It's like
the Antichrist.
Get fucked.
Like there's so many people that come. So for us to sit there and say, well, it's not a theory that has any traction. No, it's a theory that has traction, and it's connected to one of the biggest conspiracy theories besides maybe JFK alone, which would be the Illuminati or the New World Order. Like, as far as the top 3 conspiracy theories of all time, it's JFK, New World Order, and then fucking probably 9/11.
You notice how this theory has nothing to do with like the Rothschilds or anything like that? He doesn't specify it's one group. No. He just specifies this is what's happening.
Well, he doesn't talk about fucking like...
It's like, who's doing
lizard
it?
people.
It's like, who the fuck is doing it? It's like, they want to establish a new world. You want to say who they is? Point a finger so we can be on the lookout for them.
It's like if you marry like the Rothschild conspiracy theory and like the Illuminati conspiracy theory with Project Bluebeam, it becomes one big conspiracy theory
with lasers.
With
that's exactly what this guy did.
With VR.
You know, I wouldn't have a problem. Like, it's like you give names. It's the Illuminati. It's the Bilderberg. It's the this. It's the that. It's like, okay, we at least have. We might not know who's in that group, but at least they have something to look out for. Yeah. It's like secret handshakes or secret meeting places, or they grab each other's dong in a certain way. Like, we have something like that's not normal behavior. Take a look at those people. You don't have that with this. It's just like they want this to happen. Who is they?
Yeah, it's a very
Well, that's the thing about it with him and the book and shit like that. It's just a general thing. It's so fucking vague at that point. It's like, okay,
it could be a really good movie.
Yeah, it could be a movie. You could just implicate fucking anybody you want.
You think there's a dictator somewhere reading this like Kim Jong-un, like, this is not half bad.
Like,
I might have to get started on this.
Like, I'll be honest, like, can't you see it as...
We have razors.
Yeah, can't you see it as one of the fucking books, like the Angels and Demons stuff like that?
Yeah.
It's
like
kind of like in the
book.
same type of vein.
And no one out there in fucking podcast land gets offended because I made fun of Kim Jong-un and put on a fake North Korean accent. Go ahead, defend them. See how well you fucking fare,
dude.
Assholes.
Dude, stop it. People are defending Hamas.
No one is going to be a fucking North Korean sympathizer.
This is a whole different ball.
And that's a different argument.
Let's just put it like this. Okay. So
like Eric is defending him. No, I'm fucking with you.
So we got
put the can on that right now.
So we got some aspects, 50-50, no. And for me, I'll be honest, I'm in the same boat as Dad and Anthony. Like, shit that is happening. Like, he hit some nails directly on the head. Others, he's hitting his hand. You know, like
that's great.
Like that's what he did here.
Dude, sometimes he hits the hammer right on the nail. Sometimes he uses his head and hits the nail.
Yeah,
like it's that fucking different.
Yeah, like that's the thing here, and that's why I'm like, I can get behind some of the shit that he says because again, we see it happening, which is why it's scary. I don't know what the end result of the shit that he hit right on nail in the head would be. Like, what if that is happening? What would be the end result? Because obviously, I don't think it's the Antichrist or anything like that.
You have the basic answer is
speculation.
No, the basic answer is you have control.
Yeah,
you have control. Whether we can infer that control being a good thing or a bad thing.
You also got to
understand
control too. The control part comes with laws. When you make when 9/11 happened, within a week they had the Patriot Act. Mm-hmm. Within a week, I mean, let's go back and see how large that act was, and it was done in the middle of the night when there was like 20 people to vote on it on a Friday when most of the fucking legislators were out of town. Mm-hmm. Okay, so
it had to happen.
Laws are implemented. When Obama started the law where the government can basically come in and take over every aspect of your life, they could take over the news media and whatever. George Bush did it again. I think it was 1550. That was the name of it. I'm not sure, so I don't want to say, but. He did the same thing. He could take over the news media, the television, the.
That's why we got that alert
everything.
last week on our phones, where everyone's phone blew up at the same time.
Right.
I shut that shit off.
And don't think for a minute that when you get them little things on there, like the Amber Alert, because little Missy's gone missing or whatever, all that stuff like that. That's a fucking test. So see how they can get to everybody at one time.
Yeah. Why don't you go back and read those Amber Alerts? You're not gonna find my license plate, motherfucker.
Okay. So
I'm smarter than that.
Again, it's my opinion, but you know what? It comes down to control.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's where we'll end this episode. So I'm not gonna. The Halloween line's gonna be over by this point, so I'm not gonna. So Ant, please tell us social medias.
TikTok.com/isthisrealpc. That's the best place to find us. That's our most active account. But our second active account, which is growing, we just had Nutjob commented like 20 comments on the one YouTube video.
Yeah, I saw that.
We haven't gotten back to him yet.
I want Wes to dissect his comments.
So that's on YouTube.
Hold on. This guy turned around and he said, I was always high at one point, but I stopped doing that, which brought me to the light. I'm like, this guy could debate with West.
Yeah, sure. So YouTube.com, search for Green Arrow Media. That is our host on greenarrow.com, our username. And of course, everywhere else, Twitch. Oh, we have a Twitch account, right?
We do have a Twitch account, which I think Anthony and I are going to start using a little more often.
Yeah. YouTube, X, Instagram. Block is big on Instagram and Twitter and X.
Not Instagram, X.
I only have X.
Okay. He's big on X.
He exercises.
So, yeah, we're everywhere. But the place you really want to go is greenarrowmedia.org. Shout out to my buddy Robbie. Thank you for, he said, someone I know, he's like, you're in my top 10. I can listen to a new episode every week. He showed me on his phone and stuff. I'm like, hey, nice. So thank you, sir. that's where you want, Spotify.com. But greenhourmedia.org has all of our social media links. You can see our schedule. You can see our videos. You can see our archives. You can see a whole bunch of cool shit over on greenarrowmedia.org.
And next week's episode is just a little preview. We're talking about St. Augustine. Now, I just want to get this straight in the booth right now. Are we talking about just the lighthouse aspect, or are we talking about the entire town of St. Augustine?
Well, I think you and Dad, you're the only two have been there, and I know a little bit about it, so I want to hear from you guys. I did a lot of talking this
we
week.
did the lighthouse.
We did the lighthouse, and we did do the lighthouse. We even experienced some in the lighthouse, which was pretty.
Joey, all you did was stand
time.
up, relax.
No.
This was
300 steps, something like that.
187 steps, but
it felt like 300 steps.
We got 3/4 of the way up. There's the whistling started.
Hold on, save it for next week.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't tease me now, big feller.
Yeah,
all right.
We're just wiping the. Never mind.
Anyway, hold on a minute. Just a big shout out to my brother-in-law and sister-in-law. Hang in there. Things are going to get better. And that's just my personal thing to it.
Okay. So yeah, St. Augustine. I guess we're going to do lighthouse and the town surrounding because
why not?
It's one of the most haunted towns in America.
Videos up on YouTube.
We do, and this is not a scam to promote you to go look at our St. Augustine Lighthouse video at all.
It is.
Shut the fuck up, man.
Well, they have to because
we're about to reach 250 subscribers on YouTube.
And not
right?
not only that, some of our YouTube videos this year, if you're listening in your car right now, some of the episodes of this season kind of requires you to head over to YouTube because we describe things we're seeing in pictures. Not every episode, but it definitely helps.
Every other episode. St. Augustine's got to be one of those.
Yeah.
But again, thank you guys for joining this week. We'll see you guys next week. And everyone say goodnight.
Adios, motherfuckers.
Peace.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, to me.
We'll catch you guys next week. Remember, everybody, question everything. Good night.
Konnichiwa, bitches. It's Ryu West speaking. If you want to find out more about the Is This Real podcast, follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/isthisrealpc or on Twitter at isthisrealpc or on Instagram at isthisrealpodcast, all one word.